You're watching Drake Queen Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Queen Gaming. It's 70 miles toward the Gaming Drag today. I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Remake, Sissel's Path. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Yeah, right back to dancing, bumping, and grinding. Sissel's face was glowing red, and ever the gentleman, he patiently held me by the hips as we accidentally and repeatedly stomped on each other's feet. At this point, I didn't think we were even entertaining the hope of winning and decided to just have some fun with it. Huh? God, he is so much taller. Jesus. On the other dance pad, Philip's feet were a storm of taps and stomps. Owen seemed to have given up entirely on keeping pace and held Philip up by the armpits as he furiously stomped every note of the song. Philip missed half of them while trying very hard not to be displeased with this stark reminder of how short he was. There were a few moments where he forgot that he was supposed to be scowling, and a genuine smile crept across his face. But only for a moment. Eventually the song crawled to an end, and both teams were met with a massive flashing failure. Insert coin to continue. I hopped off the DDR pad with a laugh, my feet still wobbly from the exertion. Not too bad for our second couples dance. A frigid and ice-cold sensation suddenly bit through the inside of my mind. Was this our second dance? No, not in this world. But we danced at the lakeside, didn't we? After we went camping after Sissel was expelled. No, that didn't happen here. Everything was okay now. As quickly as it came, the cold vertigo swirling inside my skull faded, and I shook my head out of my daze. Right, I'm here. Everything was okay. Everything was okay. Jenny seemed to have noticed and flashed me a concerned look, but I waved my hand dismissively. I was fine. Beside me, Sissel seemed oblivious to my sudden dizzy spell, still elated by our first little dance session together. He scratched his head awkwardly, a vivid blush still visible across his cheeks. That didn't feel like dancing. That didn't look like dancing either. I'm surprised y'all didn't get kicked out of here. To my relief, Jenny seemed to play along and didn't make a fuss, but she kept her eyes trained on me. I shrugged and smiled, glancing towards the flashing failure on the arcade screen. Looks like the game thinks we're shit too. Let's just call it a draw, yeah? Absolutely not. Owen and I ended with 12 more points. I'll be counting that as our win, thank you very much. Don't you ever play to have fun? I play to win. Yeah, I'll do a different voice for Philip. I let out a yet? What? I let out a sigh. Sissel suddenly snuggled up behind me, his hands wrapping around my hips as he nuzzled against my neck. I don't know about you guys, but I already feel like a winner. I smiled and leaned back into Sissel's warm embrace. Everything felt safe and right. Let's hope your winning streak continues into tomorrow. Of course it will. We'll make sure of it. I kind of want to see Hershel. Oh, we can do that. Snoop on Hershel at the bar. I'd love to say that we were checking in on Hershel purely out of the kindness of our hearts, but that would make me a liar. Truth was, we were both nosy little shits, and Sissel relished the opportunity to give Hershel some comeuppance after all the times he was teased by the old rabbit. And so we poked our heads into the bar with the goal of mischief. I see him! He's sitting at the bar! Alone. Hershel was indeed all by his lonesome in a corner of the bar, nervously sipping a colorful drink with a death grip on his phone. His eyes kept darting left and right as he shyly searched for someone. And then those eyes bulged out in horror as he spotted us approaching, smiling and waving. What are you two doing here? How did you get in without someone checking your IDs or something? Dude, this is a family restaurant. We just waltzed right in. The two of us slid in right next to Hershel, grinning expectantly. So, how's the date going? Got any strategies besides making them swoon with your sultry and alluring accent? Hershel spluttered furiously. His cheeks were glowing bright red. Blussy cheeks ran in the family. You're both being real nosy. Don't you got something better to do? Oh, absolutely not. You were way more nosy when I was trying to ask Adrian out. I get to be as nosy as I want. Sissel grinned as he elbowed Hershel playfully. So, how's the date? Hershel let out a defeated sigh and hung his head low. Well, I haven't actually met the guy yet. I've been chatting on this app doohickey that you two helped me download on my phone last week. It says he's 10 feet away, so I'm pretty sure I'll run into him any minute now. Sissel and I shot up in surprise. Wait, you're using the gay one? Well, I never tried this kind of thing, and I did say something about exploring new things. Hey! Sissel plucked the phone out of Hershel's hand and began rummaging through curiously. Who's the lucky guy? Oh, wow, that's a spicy pic. I'm surprised you had it in you. At this point, Hershel's face was scarlet all the way to the tips of his ears, and he frantically flailed for his phone. Hey, give that back! I glanced over Sissel's shoulder and poked at the screen eagerly. What does your profile look like, Hershel? I hope you're not one of those guys with a car for an avatar. Both Sissel and I froze. I immediately clapped my hand over Sissel's face to shield his poor virgin eyes. Wow, that's very forward. Is it that bad? It seemed like the kind of photo op everyone else had around here. No, it's great. It gives a good first impression and shows off your best assets, right? I flipped through the app and let out a scandalized gasp. Oh shit, things are even spicier in the DMs. I'm so happy for you, Hershel. Hershel looked like he wanted the earth to open up beneath his feet and swallow him alive. Sissel made no effort to escape from the fingers clasped tightly around his eyes, but he let out an amused snort. Now you know how I felt when you were being so supportive. Y'all can let me die now. Sissel smirked. No, man, I'm gonna be your supportive wingman and make sure you have a good night. Here, let me help you. I watched as Sissel accidentally knocked Hershel's drink off the bar, its contents spilling all over the older rabbit's tank top. Hershel let out a yelp and stumbled backwards, and peeling off his soaked shirt frantically. Man, why'd you do that? What's my date gonna think if he sees me like... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Suddenly, a tall, buff guy sauntered over and slammed his arm over Hershel's head as he leaned over him against the wall, effectively pinning Hershel down. He flashed the stunned rabbit a toothy grin. Hey, you must be that new guy around here. Quite a bold move, showing yourself off in public like this. The buff man's eyes wandered down Hershel's exposed, wet chest with a hungry look in his eye. Why don't we chat somewhere a bit more comfortable, if you get my drift? Hershel stared upwards, eyes wide and mouth agape like a deer caught in the headlights. His face was burning red as he trembled underneath his date's lusty gaze. His mind clearly stopped functioning properly. You're a big, you're a big, nice to meet, As Hershel was having a meltdown underneath his new date, Sissel and I let out a laugh as we waved him goodbye and waltzed out the restaurant doors. Have a fun night, boss! Yeah, give us some details tomorrow. Wah! Wait, don't leave me here like this! It was too late. The door swung closed behind us and we left Hershel alone to experience a long night of self-discovery. Go back to our room and get some sleep. Sissel and I headed up to the hotel room that we shared with Owen and promptly collapsed into the bed with a groan. That plane ride left us both sore and exhausted, to say the least. Sissel flopped over and the two of us laid on the sheets, staring up at the ceiling. We should probably get some sleep. The tournament is tomorrow, and it'd be responsible to show up well rested and right to kick ass. Sissel turned towards me with an arched eyebrow. I'm sensing a butt coming. I grinned and turned towards him, shuffling onto my side in the bed. But there it is. You know what would really help fill you with motivation and energy for tomorrow? I can't possibly imagine. I fluttered my fingers underneath the large armholes of Sissel's new hoodie and traced teasing circles across his chest, filling me up. Sissel sighed with a fond smile. You're insatiable, you know that? I snorted. Oh, you're even more needy than I am. You've gotten real handsy after you got over a bit of that shyness when we first dated. It really is true what they say about rabbits. Sissel pulled me close and nuzzled his nose against my cheeks. Well, I guess I'm lucky to have an equally horny boyfriend to take care of my needs. But I'm open to anything you want tonight. Don't feel pressured if you're feeling too tired for it. Just culling together is more than enough for me. Heh, you're too sweet. The hotel door suddenly clicked open and the two of us jumped up, startled. Owen waltzed in with a tired groan. Jenny and Philip are off getting coffee at like 2 a.m. again. I figured I'd come back here before they roped me into it. I actually want to sleep tonight. He blinked. Oh, sorry, am I interrupting something? Ha, you two should have left a sock in the doorway or something. I could have walked in on something far more scandalous. Sissel snorted and plopped back onto the mattress. We were still discussing plans, thank you very much. Haven't actually decided how much we want to dirty these sheets yet. Owen winked and scooted back towards the door. Ah, in that case, I'll get out of your lovebird's way and give you some privacy. I can go back to annoying Philip and Jenny till you're done. Sissel glanced towards me with an arched eyebrow. Well, what do you want to do tonight? Yeah, I'm gonna... Let's see, what are you gonna do over there? Yeah, there we go. Saving those not safe for work slots. Let's get some rest. As Owen disappeared out the door, I pulled Sissel close and buried us into the fluffy pillows. Let's get some rest while we can. Can't show up to the tournament exhausted, right? Sissel chuckled, brushing my hair fondly as I nuzzled his face into his chest. You're deciding to be responsible all of a sudden? I'm shocked. Hey, I'll let you know I've always been the responsible one here. You're gonna be on live television tomorrow. What will people think if they see you acting like a zombie? Fine, sleeping it is. He planted a firm kiss on my forehead and fell back into the pillows. Our hands clasped together underneath the sheets as we melted into each other's warm embrace, slowly drifting off to sleep. Day 23. I'll be okay. The day rolled by in the blink of an eye, and the night of the national culinary competition was upon us before we knew it. As a contestant, Sissel needed to show up at the competition about an hour early. I, of course, insisted on occupying him in his taxi, while everyone else planned to join us shortly after. After Hershel pulled us into a bone-crushing hug, the two of us quietly departed into the night. And, of course, we were stuck in traffic for almost 30 minutes due to the massive crowds gathering around the tournament arena. Off to a great start. Sissel and I glanced out the car windows as we slowly approached the stadium. There was a storm of reporters and paparazzi out there, their cameras blinding the crowds as they swarmed around the judges and contestants like a pack of flashing piranhas. Rows of important-looking people and folks sporting chef uniforms gathered at the stadium entrance, smiling and waving at the hectic crowd. I never realized how big of a deal this competition was until now. You nervous? Me? You're the one actually competing. Sissel leaned back in his seat with a surprisingly calm smile. I mean, I'm kind of nervous about dealing with the press. The boss says they're shameless vultures who will peck at you for any shred of drama. I even heard that they've been saying that our whole kidnapping fiasco from last week was faked as publicity for the tournament. Yikes. What's a nasty crowd? Sissel shrugged. I barely pay any attention to the news anyhow. Once I get through them, the culinary competition is pretty familiar territory. I should be fine. He glanced towards me with a wry smile. What about you? You've been wringing your hands like an anxious housewife for the whole afternoon. I'm fantastic. I let out a deep breath and my shoulders slumped. I guess I'm just used to things going terribly wrong. Hopefully that's all behind us, though, and tonight's going to be smooth sailing. It's just tough to shake the feeling, you know? Sissel reached out and clasped his fingers around my hands, squeezing them gently. Tonight's going to be great. I'll make sure of it. It's about time I stopped leaning on you to solve my problems and do some of the heavy lifting myself. You just cheer me on in the crowd and everything will be fine. I will be fine. I promise. He leaned forward and planted a fond kiss on my cheek. I couldn't help but smile back with a warm face. Maybe I really was just overthinking things. It's just a baking tournament tonight. We've been through worse. Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Alright, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!